When she arrived at his door, the woman at the shelter asked her to think about it one last time. Mamosa had been returned 3 times so far, but she believed that by taking this risk, they would become good friends. It was a cold and stormy Chicago day when she met Mamosa. He was displaying aggressive behavior in his kennel, as if saying, "Go away, I don't want any of you." Perhaps most people, who just wanted to add joy and peace to their homes the easy way, would have given up on adopting him. But what would happen if we turned our backs on everyone who was aggressive and unfriendly? She took such a step during a dull period of her life, but she was unaware of what would happen to her in a short time. Mamosa began to suffer from a severe illness due to the cold shelter conditions. Although she briefly thought, "Did I take a huge risk?" This phase did not last long. Because she was by his side throughout his treatment, Mamosa started looking at her as if to say, "I guess I can be friends with this human." One day, after he completely recovered, she was sitting at home, lost in thought. Suddenly he came up to her. He observed her silently. He looked as if he were analyzing the results of an experiment and tried to explain something. It was not a bark or a howl. He was trying to tell her about a problem. Not knowing how to react, she pulled back, but he seemed to be insisting. Over time, she began to understand his needs from these behaviors. If he wanted to go outside, he would go to the door. And similarly, when he was hungry or wanted to play, he would make similar gestures. Everything started to make sense after a day, some time ago, when he stopped these behaviors. One day, she was in a very depressed state. She stared at the ceiling for hours without getting out of bed. That day, Mamosa seemed to have understood her mood. He didn't bring a toy, nor did he show any reaction to go outside. He came to her side as if saying, "I know you are not feeling well right now. I will always be by your side." And they continued to lie in bed together for hours without moving. His presence beside her filled her with such peace. Faced with this love, she didn't want this moment to be ruined. A dog who had been returned to the shelter 3 times, and the beginning of a tight friendship with someone looking for a way out of a long-lasting depression, one could say. She couldn't describe the feeling given by a creature that loves you unconditionally and without question. Both of them had practically seen rock bottom and lifted each other to the very top. They became one of the turning points in each other's lives. People think you need to find a perfectly trained, problem-free dog, but sometimes they come with noise, baggage, and a whole lot of chaos. If you just sit in that mess with them, if you just show up every single day, they give you back the exact piece of yourself you didn't even know you were missing. People want you to walk the path with a trained and adaptable dog without disrupting your comfort zone. Perhaps taking the hand of someone who has fallen and showing them another page of life is one of the best experiences. She wouldn't say this is the absolute best mindset, but she learned that if we, so to speak, complete the missing puzzle of a living being by finding the right piece, this feeling is indescribable. Of course, he completed her too. You can write your thoughts about this story in the comments. To avoid missing the next stories, you can follow the healing paw.